It's Friday night. It's still number one. It's the Manchester United agenda. And I've forgotten that I need to click that button for the intro. Welcome. Ring-a-ding-ding! It's the weekend, lads. We got a Manchester derby. It's autumn. Everything's kicking off. Mr. B, how are you?
I'm good, man. Friday's the best day of the week, bath time, man. You sound very, very chipper. How are you, man?
I'm good. I've booked a holiday. I had a massive chicken earlier on. I've been doing a bit of secret United gossiping that I can't talk about yet, but things are really good, and I'm very excited about the football that's coming up, Mr. B. Are you dreading it or?
I'm nervous. I'm not gonna say I'm dreading it. I never dread a game of football, but I am nervous of what could happen. Let's look. The good thing about derbies is form definitely goes out the window on this one. I'm really hoping that there's some issues. I'm really hoping that we go out there and he gets our look. Said the title of the show is the conundrum. Let's hope that he gets that midfield situation right, bath time, man.
Bruv, I want it to be like. Have you seen Watership Down?
What's it? Watership? Is that the rabbit one?
Yeah, like right at the start, there's like this horrible scene where they plough all the bunnies and there's blood everywhere. That's what I want the first 10 minutes to be. I want it to be a war where we go out and we're not letting them do any tippy-tappy stuff. I want blood on everyone's boots. I want them to know that if they come into our house, they're leaving with black eyes. I want them to feel it in the morning. It's a derby. I don't care about if we're playing inside lefts or false nines. I want passion, commitment, and if City do get the win, they've got to fight.
Got to earn it. Yeah. Agreed.
All right. Let's see who's here. First up, it's Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Jeff's in charge of our social media, I think, now. So if you message the Man United agenda complaining about stuff, you get to talk to Jeff. And we got Subvids. Good evening. Phil, here for the McTominay arguments. Me too, Phil. But Mr. B, despite being on a football podcast, which is meant to be chat and opinion, just won't engage with McTominay arguments. He won't hear it. He's a fundamentalist.
I'm ignorant.
No, you're just fundamental without the fun, but with lots of mental. We got Stephanie Griffith saying, "Big up bath time, Mr. B. Big yourself up, Stephanie." And King Dino, "Evening, lads. Form goes out the window, but I have a feeling that our cluelessness won't." Nice, Big Dino. I like that. Steph, what are the odds on another United clean sheet? I wouldn't recommend betting on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No.
And Big Wig bath time. What's Big Wig?
What's Big Wig?
She'll
tell us. They'll tell us.
I don't need a wig. Like, although my hairline's going a little bit, sort of getting a bit of Zidane at the back. I quite
is that what you're calling it? A Zidane, yeah?
Well, what else am I going to call it? A CAD file? Like a crime-solving monk. But yeah, okay. So that's who we've got in the house, and it's a big game. It's a big game, Mr. B, and I'm so excited. I'll be less excited near kickoff. But what are you hoping to get out of this, except for the 3 points?
A performance. Something where at the moment all of our performances, nothing we've done has been consistent. You know, we had as he said in the conference, they had the Arsenal game and a half against Bayern. And of all the games we've played this season, he can talk about an hour. What can he talk about? 90, 94. He can talk about 1.5 hours, nearly 2 hours of football where he seemed content with. So there's issues that need to be sorted out with the squad. There's always a leak. There's always a story. There's always somebody pissed off behind the scenes. I mean, even this week, Eriksen yesterday. Look, he probably was pissed. He was saying he's happy with his contribution, but he's not happy with his game time.
Good. Like, I wouldn't expect him to be happy with his game time. You got to everyone should have the attitude that rotation is absolutely needed and it's fine, but you're not rotating me. And that would be my attitude. And I think that Eriksen's done enough to suggest that maybe he should be starting games rather than finishing them.
It's the flapping.
But we'll have a look at see if anything else that has come in. We've got Geordie. Who we the lads? Who we yourself? King Dino. The way we defend this season, I'd be surprised if we keep a clean sheet for the first 10 minutes. Well, in the cup final, was it 16 seconds?
Yeah. Was it 16? Yeah, I think it was the earliest one, innit? I mean, it's stupid, man.
That's why you don't want pivots running across each other. Awful goals to concede.
Look, the less tactics we talk about, the better bath time. I can't do that on a Friday. I know where this is going.
Everyone listening, right? Today in our group chat, I said that I can do a very detailed analysis about the pressing tactic we used in the cup final and how we might do that against City this weekend. And Mr. B said, absolutely not. I'm not here for it. No pictures, no tactics, no slides. Chat and drinking only.
See, and everybody stayed silent, which means that they agree. Which means that they agree bath time.
I don't know, but we've got UK Strain. It's going to be a tough one on Sunday. Jeff is telling us what a bigwig means, but Stephanie is saying that Bigwig is a Watership Down character. Mr. B is Bright Eyes.
Oh, that's who they sing about. Bright Eyes burning like fire. Yeah. Things you remember.
Yeah. Well, I can't forget Watership Down. It scarred me as a child. It's one of the most awful things I've ever seen. Subvids. The lads need to channel their inner Roy Keane this weekend. They need to channel their inner footballer. Like, just any of them would be good. And posted the story on Instagram today. It's being viewed by Onana and Garnacho. Did one the other week, and Hoyland viewed it. Well, congratulations, UK.
Get in.
Let us know what the post was, and I hope that it was please win, or we're going to be extremely unhappy with you. Okay, so what's on the agenda tonight then, Mr. B?
First thing first, let's just go through squad news. I know he's not going to be back, but Wan-Bissaka's been on the grass. He's back in full training, which I think is great news. That means our squad is now finally coming back to something respectable. I mean, look, I suppose until we get until we get Luke Shaw back, really, we're not going to classify ourselves as being close to our first team. But I would gladly take another person coming back out of what's the word? How long's Wan-Bissaka been out?
Like 2 and a bit months.
I mean, it's a long
time. He got injured against Brighton, isn't it? So 6
when
weeks.
Was Brighton's?
7 weeks.
It's 6. Okay. I mean, it seems like a lot longer than that. I mean, we've had games. It does seem a lot longer than that. But look, I'm glad he's back. It doesn't look like he's going to be available to start. It looks like he's going to be too soon. And Casemiro is back, and again, Ten Hag was saying he's not sure if it's too soon for him. So I suppose that limits the options in midfield. But I don't think I heard anything else, to be fair.
Well, with Wan-Bissaka, in the comments, let us know if you think he gets back in the team, because I think Deleu's, not that anyone's really stood out this season, but I think Deleu consistently has been one of our best players. And I think Wan-Bissaka's got a fight on his hands to get the jersey back off him. And you must remember last year, Wan-Bissaka did not play until after the World Cup. Deleu started every game.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that again. I'm not a huge fan of Wan-Bissaka, and I like Deleu, but we can't be playing players till they break.
Yeah.
It's just absolute nonsense. But I've just seen a good comment, actually, from Stephanie, who says, Aaron Wan-Bissaka right back and Deleu left back. Would you be happy with that?
Yeah, I would take that. I would take that. Dalot can play on the left, no problem. I would gladly take that tomorrow. I would rather he went safety tomorrow. And if Wan-Bissaka isn't 100% ready to go, then he doesn't play, because the last thing we want is for him to be out and for him to do what he did the last game, bringing him on for the 4 minutes or whatever he did and killing him again. So unless he's 100% ready, then I would rather Wan-Bissaka who's nowhere near the pitch.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And the fact that he's been training on grass is great, but he hasn't done any team training, nothing on the shape or anything like that. So I can't imagine he'll be used unless there's an emergency.
There's not a bloody emergency, man.
And then, like, no one's responded if they think that Wan-Bissaka would get back in over Dalot. But is Casemiro, if he's fit, would you put Casemiro on? Would you start him?
On last season's form, I would.
It's not last season, Mr. B.
Yeah. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. It depends on who he... One sec, bath time.
Is that a team sheet?
Yeah.
What's
1 second, bath time. 1 second.
I'll do some comments.
Thank you.
All right, DN Vlogs. Hi, lads. How are you? Mr. B, is the takeaway on today? I'm afraid that the takeaway isn't on today, DN Vlogs. It is on today. Yeah, it is on today. Erik Ten Hag needs to sort out the style because we have no identity. It's poor. His job is definitely on the line this season. That's an interesting comment, UK Strange. Like we've won 3 games in a row, I think. They've been ugly wins, but I'm guessing that for you, like a lot of people, that's not enough. That we want to see patterns of play, and now that Ange has come into the Premiership at Spurs and Pochettino at Chelsea, it's like them teams are playing to a standard and to a style within like a couple of months. So why can't we do it? I kind of agree with you. DN Vlogs, I would start Eriksen, Amrabat, Bruno as our midfield personally. That's it. We'll come back to that. And Jeff Vesco, we want pudding. Of course you want pudding, Jeff, but I don't think that pudding's on the menu this weekend. My speculation, Mr. B, is that Ten Hag has said it's a race against time for Casemiro because he has no intention of playing him, and it's an easy excuse to give.
Okay. Well, look, if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. If that's the excuse he's gonna give. That I really don't have a problem bath time, but I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
Who are your midfield trio?
I don't know. Right. Bruno is definitely gonna play. Mount's ready to go, but he doesn't like him. I think I would pick Eriksen, Mount, and McTominay. And so the reason why I can see those eyes moving, the reason why I'm going with McTominay is that we expect to be under pressure quite a lot. So we've got his defensive capabilities being utilised more. But also, now McTominay is playing a bit further forward, because I'm having Eriksen as my 6, I want McTominay on Rodri. Like, this is what Scotland did to Spain when they beat them 2-0. McTominay was on Rodri, and Rodri is a brilliant player and probably the best in the Premier League. But for whatever reason, he has actually struggled a little bit against McTominay in the past, because he's such a unit and he's powerful. So and normally Bruno would be on McTominay, but that means that Bruno can get up and join the press and come back and things. So those would be the 3 that I play. But to be honest, I think that our midfield options are really, really limited. I don't want to see Casemiro, Mount and Bruno. That's what I absolutely don't want to see. I don't want to see Amrabat, Mount and Bruno either. I think that our best defensive midfielder, like for defending, is McTominay. Our best on the ball is Eriksen. and like the guy who'll give us the most chances of scoring is Bruno. So I think I'd go with those three, and then see how the game goes and bring other players on. But I do understand that McTominay and Eriksen are probably seen more as finishers, substitutes, than they are as starters. So I'm very intrigued. What do you think?
Do you want to get Solo's 11 up while we're talking so we can go through Solo's 11, or should we just talk and put Solo's 11 up afterwards?
Well, just give me what your midfield three would be, and then we'll see what Solo's got.
I'm going Amrabat, Casemiro, and Bruno.
Okay, so more defensive then.
Yeah, I'm going more defensive. I'm just with Scott. I would understand why he would be playing, because he would be ratting around the pitch, because we're not going to have a lot of the ball, to be fair. So we're going to need people who could get around the pitch and maybe steal the ball from the opposition. But I would like to think that he's going to go into the game with a game plan to take a little bit of control in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
And Casemiro coming. See, I say Casemiro, but I think that's more. It's more a dream than a reality.
Right.
I'm really not sure Casemiro's going to start. His legs have been gone this season for whatever reason. If maybe it's just his age has come, and last season was a fluke. I like Casemiro. I'm just not sure. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Look at Solos.
Yeah, let's get.
Should you see what Solo's got?
Okay.
Right, I haven't seen this. Let me just get rid of this. Okay, you get rid of that banner.
Yeah.
So we have Anana in goal. I don't think anyone's got a problem with that. Reguilon, Maguire. God, this is a Solo 11. Reguilon, Maguire, Varane, and Delo. Then he's gone McTominay, Amrabat, and Mount. Rashford, Mount, and Højlund. So McTominay, Amrabat, Bruno. So he dropped Anthony.
Okay.
Wow. Just before we get to this, I just want to do a couple of comments while everyone digests what on earth this is Solo's got. So UK Strains, he wants better performances. I think we all do. Does ETH give out info in the press conference to confuse opposition? I wouldn't have thought so. He'll be guarded, but he's not like doing Sudoku and stuff or like riddles. Who man marks Rodri? In the Solo 11, it's Bruno. That's great. Hit the like button if United finish in the top four. Look, hit the like button if you like what we're seeing. None of this top four stuff.
Not yet.
Paul Tierney is the ref on Sunday, and Michael Oliver in the VAR room, so not getting much from them. Shouldn't be relying on referees or VAR, in my opinion. We overpaid on Casemiro, one good season. Yeah, 70 million's a lot for a 30-year-old pudding. ABC United midfield for me as well. Amrabat, Bruno, Casemiro. I like that. ABC. Is that your own invention, Stephanie, or is that something that's going around? I
thought that was very, very smart.
Yeah, I like Cannibal as well for Casemiro and Hannibal.
I mean, do you know what? We haven't even. Hannibal wasn't. I would love Hannibal to play this game.
Why?
Because he's got the running of McTominay, but with a little bit more control on the football. I'm not going to say he's a better player than Scott McTominay, but I think he's more likely to have a little bit more control in the game. Do you know what? I would go Hannibal now.
Is he disciplined enough though? Like one McTominay stat that will shock you is Scott McTominay's never been sent off in a professional football match.
It's all right. His time, he probably have. Yeah, I suppose it will come. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. That's the stat that he's got. But yeah, you know what? I'm having Hannibal in this team. I would have Hannibal over Scott. You say that Scott's a finisher, so let him finish the game.
Yeah, like and the other thing is that Hannibal scored a goal. Like he took one shot against Burnley and he scored. Like we don't know what his finishing capabilities are. The thing is with McTominay though, is that he is probably at the moment our most dangerous player in the box, in our own box as well. And the thing is, Mr. B, right, is I had a little look at the FA Cup final again, and Heath did some really weird stuff in that. He pressed with like a front four, and we know what Erik ten Hag's like. He's gonna try and like give us a tactical advantage over City. He's as much as everyone thinks we're going to be in low blocks and it's just going to be counterattacks and stuff. It's not. He's going to send them out to try and play football.
Yeah, and to try and give him he can't go out there setting them up for a draw. They'll know. He needs to set them up for a win. Yeah, I get it.
It's at home. And one constant that we've seen from Erik ten Hag against City is man marking the pivots. So, like De Bruyne, Gundogan, players like that. He had Fred on De Bruyne, and in the cup final it was Casemiro on Gundogan or something like that. Didn't quite go to plan.
Do you think if he takes out Rodri, if he pulls Rodri, if we man mark Rodri, we're looking to go 10 men, yeah? Is that what he's doing? 10 on 10?
Well, it's less about like 10 on 10. It's like, because Rodri is the pivot, he's the guy that gets them left or right or whatever. So if you mark Rodri and you cut the lane to him, all they're really going to do is go from left to right from their centre backs. So, and that's much easier to do with. It's hugely easier to defend with. Like, one modern principle of football is do not let them switch it anywhere but the centre backs.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, them if it goes out right, does that really only give them the switch? Say the ball did pass out right and not go to Rodri. What it could do, he could plan it so that he realizes that he's going to man mark him and put Rodri slightly somewhere else, and then he comes into the game afterwards instead of him being 1 or 2 in the pass.
Well, what we've seen from City a lot since they signed Haaland is that if their pivots, like if their 8s are man marked, the 8s go as wide as possible and they drill the ball down the middle for Haaland to get. And Haaland's touch is a touch and hold up play. It's not bad, but it's nowhere near as good as, a Harry Kane or someone like that. It's adequate. So what I think we're going to see is we're either going to see a disaster class from Maguire or a hero's performance, because I know that Ten Hag is going to man mark those 8s, and I'm not sure who he's going to pick to do it. Amrabat, decent. Well, I don't know.
Do you think he could do it?
I don't know. I'm really not impressed with Amrabat. Like, he's very passive and stuff. But I know McTominay's not great at defending. Like, when someone's in front of him with their back to him, I know he's quite likely to give away a free kick, and not a free kick he wants to give away. Like, because obviously some free kicks you want to give away.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about Scott man marking. I'm definitely not sure about Bruno man marking.
No, I think it takes too much out of our game if Bruno's not playing. Could he put Mount, because Mount's energy levels and the fact that he is very, very smart when he gets to football, do you think Mount could do the job?
Absolutely. Like, I'm really impressed with Mount. I like what Mount's doing. And I'm very confused why Mount is like in the cold at the moment. He's been treated like Donny.
You know what? I think it's I've got a pet. I've got a pet in the house. So yeah, that's
It's OMONDI. He's curled up in the basket.
So sorry about that, guys. If you could hear it, I was hoping that you would have been able to hear it, but yeah, you can hear it. I can't wake them up. So as I said, it's got.
Do you know it happened the second I started talking? At first I thought it was you being funny with sound effects. Like when I said tactics, someone started snoring. I was like, "You cheeky bastard!" But let's do some comments, Mr. B, to the relaxing sounds of your pen.
Yeah.
UK Strains. I'm happy with Solo's attacking players. I think Maguire will make a mistake against City. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Like, every player is going to make a mistake in the match. Going to be shooting practice for City. Anana's going to see at least 5 if we don't turn up. Ooh. And hello, Teddy. Good stuff. Hopefully we get David De Gea back in January and offer him a 2-year contract. I'll give over. Jeff, Amrabat equals pudding too. Well, Amrabat's like the sort of the sixpence in a Christmas pudding. It's just in the middle, and I don't know what it's doing there, and it costs too much money. What do you guys think of Højlund? I keep hearing people say he's class and got great quality, but I just see a young striker with some potential, but a lot to learn. I think, King Dino, if you don't mind, I'll just finish the comments and then me and Mr. B will discuss that. I think that's a really good comment. BT getting countered with the keyboard. Yes, Teddy. You know. Mount has been terrible for us so far, and for me, he's no better than Donny. All right. And then Jeff saying hello, Teddy. Well, let's get back to this, Mr. B. Do you think that this is fair?
No, I don't. One, I think is very early to make that decision. Two, I've said it already, that the way that our centre forwards play, it's a ghost role, man. It's so hard because they never get any service. I want him to be fed. If he gets 4 chances a game, which doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon, and he misses all 4 chances, fine. But I don't see him being in front of goal and making. His last week, Garnacho and Rashford, when they were running in on goal, had that last touch just before the goalkeeper, where they miscontrolled it. I don't see Højlund, if he has that opposition, I don't see him missing. I see him smashing it in the top corner. So I would like him to be fed a lot more than he's being fed. I mean, a question for you, though, on the Højlund situation. He was supposed to have a broken back and he's playing every week. Do you think it was just rubbish?
No. It was. I think it's true. He had. For some experts going to correct me in chat, but I think he had a hot spot. And to my understanding, a hot spot is something that can develop into a cracked back or whatever. So it's a cracked vertebrae. And he had one on both sides. So it has to be managed. And it's also a fairly common thing for young players with a lot of football to have. So I don't think it's untrue. It's just, it might be a bit sensationalist, you know, like he's got a broken back or whatever. But for me, like, I'm really impressed with Højlund on a lot of stuff, but there is one thing that keeps nagging at me, which is is it Peter Jackson who plays for Chelsea? They've got a guy called Jackson who looked really, really good, and he couldn't score. You're muted. Couldn't score in the Premier League. Yeah, couldn't score in the Premier League.
What is he? It's not Peter Jackson. I know who you're talking about.
Peter Jackson directed Lord of the Rings.
It's definitely not him.
Yeah, but Højlund, like, it's a bit similar to like when I saw Palestri for 2 games. He doesn't get across his man enough that a killer would. Like Van Nistelrooy or Cole or someone would have scored the chances that Højlund has had in the 6 yard box, and I think that like he started really well, but we're going to see more and more issues like with his game because he's an extremely young player. But I'm very happy with him. He is a hell of a lot better than I thought he would be. He's strong. That goal that he scored against, was it Galatasaray? You know, you were talking about Rashford and Garnacho miscontrolling the ball. He went from the halfway line and didn't miscontrol the ball, and that's real quality to do that. I'd like to see what he's like in the air. And I think that, like, when you look at United in the box, when McTominay plays as an 8, and maybe we'll see this if Hannibal plays, McTominay comes in as a second striker. So if Højlund goes near post, McTominay will go far post and vice versa. And the ball isn't coming in. I see them making runs, and the ball's not coming in. And I think that until we get that ball coming in, we can't really sort of like judge him, because you never know if it's coming or not. Like, so you can't set yourself properly. Like, there was Berbatov. Do you remember the overhead kick he scored
One of
against
many.
Liverpool? Well, anyway,
It wasn't a proper overhead. It was more like a falling volley.
well okay, yeah.
Yeah, God. Anyway, God. Yeah,
yeah.
God.
But when he talks about that goal, he said he knew that Nani would have to do 3 or 4 stupid things before the ball came in the net. So he just wasn't gonna move or do anything until Nani had like done all that stuff, and then he was gonna go. And Berbatov was an extremely experienced, extremely intelligent striker, and I think it's a little bit unfair for Højlund's 20, I think, like for him to have that level of experience to deal with Rashford. But it's give me some feedback, and then we'll do the comments.
What were we for? What were we on about? What did you drift onto? I'm sure you started somewhere else and left. Højlund. Didn't we just speak about? Am I living in a time warp?
Let's do the comments rather than let you have an exponential crisis. Okay, so UK.
Oh, sorry, I got it. I know
Brilliant.
what my point was. Right, you see, when Haaland went to Man City, did you notice the first maybe 10 games we were saying he was making a run and they weren't finding him. They weren't, and then all of a sudden it changed. Do you think that we have the ability to make the change? Because we've been passive. Our forwards, even under Ollie, the forward wasn't the one who was getting the majority of our goals.
All right, so the striker for the most part in the last 3 or 4 seasons has been Martial, and Martial drops into space rather than like charges around the penalty box, and that gives Bruno the opportunity to get more forward. Højlund is now trying to stretch the pitch vertically. He's trying to be the furthest man up there, run channels, stuff like that. Bruno is struggling with the fact that he can't go into the positions that he used to go into. And when we had Cavani and Ronaldo, like Rashford, Greenwood, Anthony, none of them ever bloody crossed the ball to him. And it reminded me of like what Rooney said about Van Persie, where like Fergie said, if you do not give the ball to Van Persie, you won't play for me. Like, get it to him as quickly as you can. And I think Bruno's got the ability to. Rashford, I don't know what's going on with Rashford.
Not on the left, on the right. I think Rashford gives the team. It's crazy. He's not better on the right than the left, but I think he would be better for the team on the right. Not for him individually, but for the team, I think he'll be better on the right.
Well, I mean, Højlund's definitely scored a goal from Rashford crossing from the left. I can't remember who it was against. It might have been against Bayern Munich. But, like, Rashford's got to just start, like, have shots, have dribbles. That's all fine. But you need a bit of variation, because he's run it. What do we always say?
It's the same run.
Down a blind tunnel. And it's so frustrating, because the boy's got everything you need to be world class, except for a fucking brain. Sorry, Solo. Right, let's do some comments. Right, so UK Strange saying that Højlund needs a partnership. I disagree. I think he needs service.
I agree with that.
Jeff, Højlund is strong and good hold-up distribution and is learning the rest. He is just off having 5 or 6 already. He's just off. Oh, he could have scored 5 or 6 goals. Sorry, everyone else probably got that. Raja is saying play a diamond. I'm not so sure about that. Like a diamond would give us a lot of. It'd make us very compact in the middle of the field where City like to play, but no real outballs. Like you'd get Rashford and Højlund running down blind tunnels with.
And they would both go. Yeah, I think that. And the thing is, I think they would both as soon as they would, but instead of maybe one dropping and maybe one going or dovetailing, I think they would both go.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily think it's a bad idea to play, but I'm just not sure how much like training we've done on playing a diamond. And if you come into a match with a completely different formation, it screams of desperation to me. So I'm not sure Ten Hag will do that. UK Strange, don't feed him the balls he needs. If he was at City, he'd be firing. Yeah, I mean, how many goals do you reckon you would get at City, Mr. B, if you were the striker?
They feed him for fun. That's their game. They want him to score goals. That's what I'm saying. We're not built like that.
Yeah.
We're not.
I can't bring up Nietzsche. They've kind of got like players in midfield who like assisting.
There you go. I think that you know what, After I think they've got unselfish players in certain positions. Their players are unselfish. So yeah, you're right. You're right. And then until that changes from the team, because no, I mean,
Bruno likes assisting.
Bruno, yeah, but he's just not getting in the position to assist.
But
We've got
Anthony,
Rashford who won't.
Yeah.
No, Anthony doesn't either. So our two wide men have no intention of feeding our centre forward.
What I did notice, about Anthony the other day is I can't remember who were playing in the last match. Copenhagen, weren't it? He did that thing where he tries to robin it, like cuts in and curls it. And I remember thinking, he only did it once in the match, and I think he only did it once in the previous match where someone said he'd taken over 30 shots since his last goal, which is just dreadful. But I wonder if the penny might be dropping a bit for Anthony. He's doing less and less stupid things on the pitch when he's in decent positions. I wonder if no, he won't come good. His body position, do you see him when he tries to dribble past someone? He tries to get his shoulder across.
Yeah, it's not
schoolyard stuff. Come on.
But then the thing is, even when he went over to the left, he was still cutting in.
He's just an addict.
I mean, it made no. I thought, he switched to the left. He's gonna want to go or try to go past him, round him, and maybe do the cutback or go and give it. He was still cutting back. So,
what have we signed? I'm with Radcliffe on this. We've just made some absolutely crazy signings because for me, I think that Dan James was a better right winger than Anthony, from what I've seen. I know tactically he's very useful, but there's no quality, and he's not good enough at striking a football. He will never be an elite player, in my opinion. But who cares about my opinion? Let's see what King Dino is saying. I do agree it's very early to judge Højlund, but that works in both positive and negative judgment. Well, yeah, because it's judgment. Teddy, snoring's resolved. Cookie got the broccoli out. Why does she call you Cookie?
I have no idea, but it's fine. I know, but we all know who Cookie is now. Cookie B. I have no idea. There's Cookie B, Mr. Pink. Oh,
I'm BT.
What is up on
Is
there?
Juma the teddy bear or something?
Oh, what is Juma? No, it'll come. Juma, she'll say what Juma said. They'll say what Juma said in a minute, yeah.
Rajat, hi. Look, Jeff's down with the emojis. Last time we played Diamond, we got crushed. Stephanie, Højlund will outmuscle Diaz and Stones, hopefully. God.
He'd have to get the ball first.
Yeah, I mean, also Diaz is a complete monster. I really hope you're right, because we've got a special talent if he can do that. Hey, Jeff, no, it did work with Ollie playing the UCL game versus RB Leipzig, didn't it? Long time.
One game.
More pressure on United players. City has no fans. Hey, Steph. That is correct. Hotspots are precursors to stress fractures. I am dealing with one on my left fifth metatarsal that started when I started running again. Sorry to hear that, Jeff. McTominay start, automatic City win, 5-1. Brilliant, Rajat, thanks. Oh, God. Sometimes he shows good movement. Sometimes he shows good strength. Sometimes he shows good troll. Sometimes he makes good decisions. Sometimes I run. Sometimes I hide. Sometimes I'm scared of love. Britney Spears. But he doesn't seem to do all of them at the same time. It's a grown stress pressure pain, more likely for his age and size. Happens to at any point to, particularly when lifting. You don't lift with correct posture. Well, I bloody hope he carries us to a win, and I don't care what posture he's using. I've been suffering since the late 20s. I have them in my back. Come on, guys. Martial will feature against City. Always seems to do something against them. I'm just going to say hello to Box. It's his birthday. Cash in on a few players this summer. Thanks, Box. Rajat doesn't think that Rashford suits a high press side. I'm assuming he's talking about playing in a high press side. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
His body language shows that he doesn't want to do it. Mount wants to press.
Yeah.
There's a difference. I see it.
Yeah, King Dino's got an interesting one here. A striker like Højlund was wrong for our team. Our wingers like to run in behind or cut inside and shoot. Højlund doesn't drop deep to feed that. He likes to be the target man. I'm in two minds on this because Højlund tying up centre-backs and playing further up means there's more space for them to cut.
Just feed him. I think I just think we've got the right striker. I think he's got everything that we need. You talk about the goal that he scored in Europe where he ran from the halfway line. That's what you want your striker to do. You want him to be... He wants to score. He wants to score. He's not interested in assists. And he'll still do the assist, but I like the fact, and the fact that he's left-footed, I think, just makes it even sweeter for me.
Yeah, I wonder at what point we're going to play him on the right wing. He looks better than Anthony at getting past his man shooting. And Teddy's saying that she calls OMONDI Papa Smurf, or Papa Smurfy, because it's protected by copyright laws. And is there anything here? Rajat is saying, no, this formation doesn't suit Bruno that well. But a serious fan, like he dresses formal for any stream he attends. Should Ten Hag play defensive from the off, as a thrashing versus City could well be the beginning of the end for him. It's at home, but I fully expect United to do what they always do: charge out of the blocks for the first 5 minutes, and then just do bugger all after that for the rest of the game. That's what
Chase them.
And remember to hit the like button and get us to 10 likes at least. Yeah, like could you guys actually start liking shows and things? I don't want to tell anyone what to do, but our numbers are a bollocks at the moment, and me and Mr. B work quite hard on providing decent content for you. So if you're not enjoying it, like, let us know what you would enjoy more. But we consider all of you to be like the third guest on our channel, which is why we always read your comments out and stuff. So for that, you can press the bloody like button.
There you go. See, and while you're pressing the like button, you can give us our score predictions as well, guys.
Yeah. Oh, actually, so Box has just said, remember the other bin dipper, Olakunle? Olakunle randomly appeared 2 days ago, just to say, OMONDI, I hope you're happy about Maguire. You always loved him. And then he disappeared again on another adventure. So Olakunle lives. You kissed me saying they removed the dislike button. Nice one. All right, it's score prediction times, boys. I'm too positive at the moment. I'm going for 2-1 Manchester United. No reason, no rhyme. Just a belief that this team, they took a treble last year. They didn't take our treble off us, but they got a treble, and those players had to see them going around Manchester on the bus. Jack Grealish absolutely hammered in Benidorm all summer. I want them to go out and hurt City and make them think that they're in a game and compete with them. Let's go. You know, we've got £70 million players everywhere. Let's go out and show that we're Manchester United. You're all fighting for your place in the takeover. Let's go and do it. We've done it before. We can do it again. 2-1. What are you thinking? 5-0?
Gonna go. I can't give us the lose. I'm gonna go 2-2. I can't say that we're gonna lose. So I'm gonna go 2-2. A very, very nervous 2-2. But
what's your real prediction though?
3-1 City.
Haaland hat-trick?
Haaland 2.
Yeah.
Haaland 2. I don't have, you know what it is? The team have shown nothing to me that shows that they've got a chance of winning this game or putting in a performance that warrants us going out with mad score predictions. To be fair, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Bath time. Let them shock me, you know, and let this be the start of something. But I don't see us. I think it's going to be 3-1.
All right. Well, let's have a little look. We've got UK strains with 4-0. Stephanie Griffiths 1-0. Jeff 3-2. City own goal winner. That's where we're at now. We're having to get winners from bloody own goals. But 3-1. Teddy 3-2. Oh no, Bart's 3-1 City. And then a naughty comment, but King Dino's not a fan of City. But this United team has no cohesion or balance. I think City will batter us 5-1. And then Rajat with his diamond has got his 3-1 to Manchester United. Oh, it's... I think... Do you know what, right? Everyone is saying there's no cohesion, there's no balance, we haven't seen anything this season. In the box, I've seen a lot of good stuff from players, but they're just not getting the ball. I think it's in wide areas where we're really, really struggling. And if Rashford just puts in 3 crosses, puts 3 decent crosses in the box, and Anthony puts 3 decent crosses in the box, I think we might get a goal. I think we might get some goals against them. We're not as bad as everyone thinks. We're ravaged by injuries. But if you believe in the manager, we're meant to have a top manager. Like, we've got good players. If we can just blend it together and everyone believes, I think we could come up with a surprise. But it's got to count for something. It's got to be against, like, Brentford. Doesn't matter if we sort of get a famous win at home if it doesn't count for anything. So this has got to be the start of something. We've got 3 wins in a row. If we get 4 in a row, we're 3 points off the top.
Crazy,
I'm not saying the title charge is on, but the season isn't over. We can still compete and we can still dream a little bit. And Box is saying 4-0 United with an emoji that I don't understand. And King Dino, if we get any kind of result, I'll be busting out the champagne. Even a draw will do. A draw champagne is the best champagne. So do we have anything else on the cards?
No, not for the rest of the show. I don't think we've got the takeaway in 45 minutes. We've got the watch along on Sunday, and we've got the reaction on Sunday. So we'll have Saturday off because it's always a nice quiet day, and then we'll be back. Well, on Monday I'll be back doing the watch along. So he'll be doing the Mr. B job. And then it'll be the reaction on Saturday. Sunday I said I'm peed that I'm not gonna see the game, but I'm sure there must be a way up there where I can have the phone in my pocket and see. Yeah.
Like, who's on the takeaway tonight?
Jeff, Don P, Mr. Herbert, and Billy. So there's 5 of us on here tonight.
Oh, not Anthony Herbert again. We'll just go through a couple of comments before we sign off, unless anyone's got some questions they want to ask. United won't have much of the ball against City. Perfect smash and grab. If we keep them out, we have to take our chances. And we haven't been taking our chances. But maybe, just maybe. We crumble under pressure, Bath time. No style whatsoever. We are praying City don't turn up. Well, I mean, we made City look pretty average in the cup final. Like, they didn't play particularly well, and we should have won that game, to be honest. But the players didn't believe enough. So I know what you mean, UK Strains, but I'm just hoping that those two McTominay goals against Brentford, Sir Bobby Charlton, even a Netflix documentary might be getting through to the players, and they might be starting to believe. Like three on the bounce is never a fluke. Can't be standing around holding the ball either. Needs to be fast counter-attacking approach only. Yep, we need to be far better with our transitions. Brian Foskett, I don't think I've seen you before, Brian, but you're informing us that Tottenham have got a jammy own goal. Bloody typical. We're on 12 likes. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of them. And King Dino saying we're lucky to keep Copenhagen out the other night. Keeping City out is 10 times harder. Yeah, that's all true. I mean, the odds are against us, King Dino. Make no mistake. But we are Manchester United, and we should be finding ways to win in hard situations. We're never getting... Just get rid of our whole team if they can't find a way to win. And we found a way to win in our last 3 games. So maybe, just maybe. But anyway, I think that's all from us tonight, unless you have anything to say, Mr.
Nope,
Pete.
just want everybody to be safe and to join us all for our celebration party when we do actually beat City on Sunday.
Great. So the content coming up tonight is Mr. B's doing his takeaway. If you haven't seen it before, it's good fun, and you get to talk to Jeff about VAR. We got a watch along with OMONDI, and if you're a fan of other football teams, I'm sure watching Man City play against Maguire with OMONDI live and direct will be your cup of tea. And then I think we've got Dora on the reaction show, she's always box office, especially when we don't do very well. So thank you for joining us this evening and spending your time with us, and hopefully we'll see you on Sunday. So it's good night from me.
And I'll see you guys in a bit.